Good day, everyone. I'd like to talk about how you can work on expressing your Cancer midheaven energy and ways to start understanding it, start expressing it, start watching out for it in your career, in the world. Cancer energy is a watery energy. It's emotional, it's sensitive. And Cancerian energy is the ruler of the home, the family. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Did you get enough to eat? What can I get you? How are you feeling? It's this kind of energy. It's a feeling. It's a caring. It's a concern energy. It's about, are you safe? Are you secure? Do you feel good? Do you feel loved? What can I make you today? What can I cook you today? How can I nourish you? How can I nurture you? And vice versa. So you understand that first. The second thing you want to understand is the moon is the boss of Cancer in your career. The moon is the only ruler of Cancerian energy. There's no other star sign the moon rules. So when you look at your career sector and you have a Cancer midheaven, you want to look at where is your moon in your chart. What house is she in? What sign is she in? What angle is she in? What aspects is she making? Is she in a sextile to the midheaven? Is she in a trine? Is she in a square? Is she in an opposition? Is she conjuncting your stellium? Let's say you have a 9th house stellium and your moon falls in the 9th house and it's connected to Venus and Mercury. Well, so that energy comes with the moon, so to speak. You want to look at all that energy because the moon is ruling the show there. What if you were born during a new moon? What if you were born during a full moon? What if you were born during a eclipse? And the moon is your chart ruler for your career. So you have a lot of things you need to look at. And everybody with Cancer midheavens are going to have different aspects, different houses, different signs their moon energy is in. So some ways to possibly work with the energy. Let's say you have a Cancer midheaven. Okay? And let's say you were born with your moon in the 1st house or in the sign of Aries. So your chart, the career, the moon is saying, hey, your career likes to express itself through you, through your appearance, through your confidence, through the action that you take, through your drive and determination, through competing, through athleticism, through debating, through being a leader. If you have the moon in Taurus or 2nd house, your chart career moon may like to express the energy in a Taurian way, sensual, beauty, pleasures, patience, money, creative, artistic, beauty, etiquette, all those energies that are Taurian or 2nd house. The moon may want to express. So you may decide, hey, I think I really want to work in the beauty industry because that'll give me the opportunity to really show that I care when I'm doing beauty, when I'm doing Taurian stuff. if you have the moon in Gemini or the third, the Cancerian energy is being directed and wanting to be expressed in a communications way. Third house, Gemini or third house. How can I talk? How can I communicate in my career? How can I train people in my career? How can I do social media in my career? How can I teach people? How can I sell people? How can I entertain people? So if you have the moon in Gemini or the third house and you're looking at, which way should I really go with this? Test the waters in the areas of communications. And that's huge, okay? So what if the moon is in Cancer or the fourth? Well, this is big because that's where Cancer loves to be. She loves to be in the fourth house and she loves to be in Cancer, okay? And so if you have the moon in either the fourth house or the sign of Cancer, that energy wants to really have that family, caring, nurturing feel to it on some level. It could just mean you work for a family business. You have to work for a family business, or the work that you do has to be caring of some sort, whatever that is. Fifth house or Leo, your Cancerian energy needs to express in the spotlight. When you get attention, when you're auditioning, when you're getting your picture taken, when you're doing a selfie, when you're teaching, when you're having fun, when you're being glamorous, when you're messing around with your hair and beauty and glamour and all that good stuff. What about the sixth house or Virgo? The moon is saying, hey, I like to express this energy in my work, in my everyday life, when I'm on a routine, when I'm on a schedule. So if I start work at 8 and I end at 5, and I do that 5 days a week, that's something the moon is suggesting. It's also about details, precision, accuracy, perfectionisticness. A lot of contractors have a strong Virgo sixth energy. So your moon in Virgo or six, there's a strong Virgo energy there in career. You could also maybe want to express it with pets. You may want to express it in the health arena. Maybe you want to be a doctor or a nurse or work with animals. Or maybe you just need a career where perfectionism is important, where the details need to be taken care of. What if your moon is in the seventh house or Libra? You may be expressing your career or enjoy it when you have a partner. This can be your romantic lover, married partner, or it could just be a partner, a friend, someone you partner with. You could also express this in the law, in the public, in a charismatic way, in a beautiful way, right? In one-to-one relationships. Okay? Fairness is important for Libra and seventh house moon energies. Now, what if your moon is in the eighth house or Scorpios? Well, the moon is saying, I need powerful careers or transformative careers where big changes happen, where I can make a big difference, where I can do things that most people won't do. So here we go into like forensics and autopsies and dealing with death and dying or funerals. Any energies where most people would be like, I'm not sure I could do it. I don't know if I could stomach dissecting people's brains or guts, or I don't think I could work in an emergency room and see people come in without a leg. I may not be able to handle it, but if I have the moon in the 8th or Scorpio, chances are I can handle it a lot better than most. So the 8th can rule all that stuff, blood and guts and death and dying and hospice and hospitals and surgeons and transformation. No more time. We have no more time to waste on this task. It's going to get a full makeover. Anything that has to do with transformation and powerful positions is energy your moon is asking you to look at. Does it mean you have to have a powerful job? No. What it can mean is you like powerful positions, which mean you get paid the big bucks, but you also have to do the work that a lot of people don't want to do. Most people who get paid the big bucks in a career, like in work or corporations or whatever, they're the ones that have to let people go. They're the ones that have to deliver the difficult messages. He or she is no longer with the company, or we had to let them go, whatever it is. 8th house. Okay? It's also investigative, details, passion, triangles. Now let's sex, therapy. Let's go to the 9th. 9th or Sag. The chart likes to be adventurous. The chart may want international travel opportunities in the work. The chart may want to work with international people, places, things. The chart may get bored. The chart may want advancement. The chart may want to work with royalty, higher learning. This could be an energy where you're a doctor, a teacher in a college, somebody who's getting their PhD, someone who's in med school, someone who wants to be an attorney, someone who's studying for whatever it is they're studying for. This is an inspirational energy. You could be an inspirational speaker with this energy, or a motivational speaker. If your moon is in the 10th or Capricorn, the energy is serious. It's committed. It's CEO. I'm in charge. These are the rules. This is how it's going to go. This is like a very serious energy. Capricorn rules careers. It rules the government. It rules people being in charge. It rules people willing to do whatever it takes to become and get in the position they want. And if you want to know and understand Capricorn energy, watch the Dawn Wall on Netflix. Watch them scale Yosemite. Okay? Going up the mountain, scaling Yosemite. I mean, how many people could do that? Well, Capricorn could. Sleeping on the mountain. I mean, it was, what am I saying? Mountain, rock climbing, mountain climbing. You guys, I'm not sure the exact term, but watch the movie. And you'll know what I'm talking about. 11th house or Aquarius. This is energy where you may want to be your own person. You may be an inventor. You may be an engineer. You may be a scientist. You may be a humanitarian person. You may be working for causes that are important for the collective. You could work in Silicon Valley. You could work in technology. You could be working on ways to improve the human condition, whatever that is. If you have the moon in the 12th or Pisces, this is an energy that is more behind the scenes in the work that you do. Yeah, of course you can be out in your career, but it's a position that prefers to be doing their work more behind the scenes, more when the door might be closed. Or let's just say not everybody has access to you, to the work you do, right? You could be someone who has your own office and you keep the door closed because that's what you prefer. You don't want to be interrupted, maybe. Or you work in a setting like a hospital where only, doctors and nurses can go in there. Not anybody can just go into a hospital unless they know the patient or whatever. That's the point I'm trying to make about the Pisces energy. It's an energy of going in kind of behind the scenes. It's a healing energy. It can rule spas. It can rule therapy. It can rule intuitiveness, meditation, yoga, psychicness. It can rule being in the zone, going into the music studio for a week and not coming out until you have created your masterpiece. Okay? It can be very much also an energy where you can be very drawn into whatever you're working on, and you can get swept away with so much stuff that you forget what time it is. And the Pisces state, I personally love it because it's when I get into the zone and nothing else matters but what I'm doing at the present moment. And I personally love that energy. And so Pisces can be dance, it can be movies, you can be an actress, you can be someone who loves to perform in a kind of dancing, ballet, whatever, choreography kind of way, anything to do with music and healing, all that stuff is the 12th house. So now let's say you were born with the moon on your ascendant. Well, that says that your career can also be seen through you and your personality and how you appear. If you have the moon on the IC, your career may want to be expressed in the family, in the home. Maybe you choose to work from home. If your moon is on the descendant, maybe you work with your partner. Maybe that is how you work. Maybe you work with marriages or people that are married or do something around relationships or the law. What about if your moon is on the midheaven, conjuncting the midheaven? Well, then you have a very strong emphasis for Cancerian energy in your career, big time. And so only you will know how that can play out. Maybe you'll want to be a chef. Maybe you want to be working with families. I don't know. But you start working with the energy by experimenting with it yourself and seeing what you're drawn to. Now let's take it a step further and go, well, what if you were born during a new moon? Well, what's a new moon? The moon is when the moon and the sun are together, conjunct. So both the moon and the sun are there. Okay? So this can bode well for being a public figure, someone famous, because now you got the sun there. And what happens when the sun is hanging out in the midheaven? Well, that can be a fame factor. You may be someone who is seen in the public eye on some level. Okay, what if you were born during a full moon? Well, that means you're opposition. You were born when the moon is opposing. Okay, and so that can mean there's a push-pull energy. What if you were born when the moon is trine the midheaven? Well, ease and harmony in the career. What if it's sextile? Ease and harmony, but you have to make sure you feel worthy. You got to feel worthy about your career. What if you have a moon conjuncting some of your stellium energies? Let's say you have a stellium in the 9th house, and you have the moon in the 9th with Mercury and Venus and Jupiter, and all those planets are connected. But the moon is the boss of your career. Well, you need to also look at, is the moon conjunct Venus? Well, that's going to play into it. Is the moon conjunct Mercury? That's going to play into it. You need to look at that. If your moon is connected to your stelliums, you really need to dive into that to get more information. Okay? Now, if you were born during an eclipse, that's a whole nother energy to look at. Okay? And so the moon is the boss of Cancer midheaven energy. So you want to look at where is she, what sign, house, angle, placement, aspect, what, where was the moon? New moon, full moon, eclipse moon. Those things are going to be prominent for you. And so I'm going to end there and say with Cancer midheavens, remember they desire some type of Cancerian feeling type energy in their career. It can be as basic as all they need is a career where they feel like they are cared for or feel safe, or they could feel like they like working with the family unit. It could be as basic as that with a Cancer midheaven. But then you could go deeper, okay, if you need something more. So observe what you are attracted to, those of you with Cancer midheavens, and observe, have those positions or careers that you are seeking, and that is how you learn to work with your chart and your chart energy in the career. I'm going to end there. Enjoy expressing your Cancer midheaven. Bye.